Larry, the cable guy, a storm chaser named Josh Morgerman will join us on this week's show, Onorato and Miller. But, we're going to be dominated here by the Winter Olympics. A lot of great stuff happening with Team USA.
Yeah.
At Milan Cortina, and spring training is officially here with full team workouts and actual games happening this weekend. I want to talk about college basketball because there are so many good freshmen. When we get to the NCAA tournament, I don't know how much people are paying attention now. I think it's going to be a great tournament. So I'm fired up about that as well. And the Chicago Bears no longer in Chicago or even the state of Illinois. Doing all that on Onorato and Miller.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpen House.
All right, Ash, the breaking news here is that the U.S. women's hockey team has won gold, and they beat Canada in overtime to do it.
Oh,
how good is that? We're live on a Thursday night, so if you're catching us over the weekend, this happened Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening in Italy, technically Thursday afternoon in America,
while I was at work.
In America. And down 1-0 with 2 minutes to go in the third period. And it's the captain, Hillary Knight, who scores the game-tying goal to become the all-time leading goal scorer and point scorer in U.S. Olympic history. That is male or female. Incredible. Really, really cool. Good for her. That ties the game. And
what
then,
a play there.
Yeah.
Even the initial play, I'm always amazed. I get it. It's instinct for players. They always say, put your stick on the puck. Good things will happen. She had her back to the goal, knew it was coming at her, just put her stick down, deflected it between her own legs, and got it past the goalie. And like I said, had to turn around to be like, did it go in? Because she would have had no idea.
You've seen the highlight by now. We can't show it.
Yep.
Ash just described it perfectly.
Really cool. And that it just energizes the place.
Saves the
you're
game.
2 minutes away from losing and being a silver medalist. And then 3-on-3 overtime is just madness.
And some of the context here is the U.S. had beaten Canada earlier in this tournament 5-0.
Right.
Now, the Canadians didn't have their star player, Marie-Philippe Poulin. She then played this game, but she didn't score. It was only 1-0.
I'd say not a lot of people scored.
They won 5-0 over the Canadians earlier in this tournament. The Americans were outscoring their opponents 31-1 at these Olympics. And you just felt like, okay, but if they end up playing a tight one, how is that going to go? This was a tight one. They delivered in the big, big moments. And then you get the overtime goal from Megan Keller, who is the captain at Boston College.
Crazy.
She's the alternate captain here with this American team.
I said, can you imagine? 3-on-3 hockey is insane. But can you imagine being Megan Keller? Maybe you'll experience some other very great moments in your life. It's the greatest professional moment of almost anyone on the planet that anyone will ever experience in their life. People win Super Bowls. It's so different. You just won a gold medal, and you were the one who scored the game-winning goal in overtime against Canada, and you're in college.
Well, yeah. Look, I think if you are an NFL player and you can't play in the Olympics, there is no international competition for you. If you catch the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, right?
It just doesn't happen as often. It's not sudden death there, unless you're catching it in overtime, which even then it can still get squirrely.
I'm with you. I thought the same thing.
It's as good a moment as you could get.
A life-changing and defining moment.
And you said she's got 60+ years to live it out
to
and
enjoy it.
That girl better. She'll never buy a beer in Boston again. She better never buy a beer anywhere in this country.
Yeah. The thing with the Olympics, right, is it's just not as widely remembered and recognized years later the way.
Nothing is recognized the way Miracle on Ice was.
I get it.
And I get it. It's not the gold medal game that was recognized. It was.
How many guys
prior to
walk
that.
into a bar and people know who they are if it isn't Mike Eruzione? That's my point. And yet, how many?
But that was 45 years ago.
Okay. I'm just
It's a long
saying.
time ago.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of NHL players outside of Wayne Gretzky who could walk into a bar from 45 years ago, and that's not even 45 years ago, that you would recognize.
Okay. Yeah.
Different sport.
Yeah. Look, Megan Keller's going to enjoy the heck out of it. Then
As she should.
And that's all that
She's
going to
go do the tour. I mean,
Yes.
Hillary Knight will still do the tour
Yeah.
also.
The late night
because
shows. Yeah.
She's going to do the tour. So people will start to recognize her face. And certainly when she goes back to Boston. So cool.
Yeah.
I was at work.
Mhm.
I don't have I do have a TV, but I
Yeah,
don't turn it on.
how come?
I don't watch TV at my job.
You have it on in the background. This is.
I don't have cable. It's not like it's a TV that's you plug your computer into that you can put presentations up on the wall. It's not like cable television.
We got to fix that.
I got an alert on my phone that we were down 1-0 going to the third, and I was like, "Oh boy!" Knew it was an uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got an alert that we won in overtime, and I was like, "Well, I can't wait to go home and watch these highlights."
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully that sets the stage for another American gold medal in hockey. Men's team needed. I mean, look,
Semis.
they were kind of on the other side of what the women did here. They had a lead late, gave it up, and then they had to win in overtime. So they did what Canada could not do on the women's side. And so here are some of the final matchups. Again, live on a Thursday night with Onorato and Miller. So you get U.S., Slovakia, Canada, Finland. It's all setting up for USA, Canada on the men's side of ice hockey in Cortina. That would be Sunday morning. Please give us that. Give us that, Olympic gods.
Hopefully it's
Hopefully,
afternoon out there.
hopefully this, yeah, exactly. It would be like, 4 p.m. or something like that before closing ceremony on Sunday. That would be the big one. So there are your semifinal matchups.
Go
in the men's
USA.
game. Yeah. A lot of American good stuff happening here, right? Jordan Stolz.
American good stuff.
Just the second man ever to complete the 500, 1,000 double at the same Olympics. Eric Heiden did it in Lake Placid in 1980 when he won 5 gold medals. Stolz was going for 4 golds. That is not going to happen because earlier on Thursday, he won a silver in an event. He has one more to go and certainly expected to medal in all of his events. They won't all be gold, but you'd take 2 or 3 in a single game.
I would take 1.
That'd be pretty darn good. 21 years old, right? Uses those ice skates that are made here locally. Pretty cool.
Kuksaki? Where's the something like that?
Yeah, you know the rule.
You brought it up.
You know the rule. Cindy says you missed a great game.
I know. I am very upset that I missed a great game, but I did. I mean, the highlights.
Yeah.
Listen, nowadays you can get all the quick hitters. I watched SportsCenter. Got like the 2-minute version. It was extended highlights. 2-minute version of all the best plays, and I felt like I did okay.
Yeah.
We also talked about this. It's very difficult if you don't watch live. I have watched,
I know,
admittedly,
the primetime stuff.
Very little of this Olympic Games because by the time I'm home after dinner, we're going into prime time at 8:00 or whatever it is. I know all the results. I know all of it. I know who's won gold, who's won silver, who fell, who crashed, who did. I know it all. Why do I watch it? Why would I want to watch it? I've probably seen all the highlights. I just have not watched a lot of live Olympic coverage. And unless it's a weekend and I've it on like in the middle of the day. But we were away last weekend, so there just hasn't been a lot of it.
And it's different. There's a difference between knowing what happened and watching it later, and knowing what happened and having immediate access to seeing what happened.
Right.
You don't have to, unfortunately, you just don't have to watch between 8 and 11 p.m. to see
Mhm.
what happened, even though you know what happened. And look, I mean, years ago, right? Like I used to record really important games that I wanted to watch because I was busy working on a weekend night or whatever. And I thought, well, I'm going to watch it when I go home. But I would
you had a tough
avoid
time.
the score
And you had a
and the
tough
result
time.
and all that, right? Like even back then, if I had found out the result of the game and didn't have access to the video of it and just clips on my phone, I still wouldn't probably go back and watch to see how it happened, right? Like it. So I get it. It because of the time difference, it's accessible for us in the States, especially Eastern time zone.
Yeah, like Torino was different. So I worked Torino, but social media wasn't as big of a thing. There was Facebook, but it wasn't like Twitter was what it was.
Yeah.
So you were learning about the results through the news and sort of social media and whatever, the internet, basically. But you weren't seeing the highlights.
Right.
So listen, I wasn't watching them back because I was in Italy, but I imagine people here were watching it, you know, despite having known the results of a lot of that stuff. It was like me watching the Super Bowl at, God only knows what time. It was like 4 a.m. Well, maybe it ended at like 4 a.m. in Italy. I watched the Super Bowl, Steelers Seahawks. Obviously didn't know the result, but just a fun story of
Willie
like
Parker, long touchdown run.
The time zone, the trippy time zone effect of watching sports. That was fun. Only Americans care about football. Though.
It's what is going to make the LA games a lot of fun.
Yes. Because
you will watch everything live and you'll have to stay up late on the East Coast, right? I mean, you're going to have stuff that starts at 11 and midnight here, 8 and 9 out there.
Yeah.
So there'll be some late nights, but you can after work, after the rest of the normal world works, you can watch that stuff as it happens live.
And some of it,
cool.
The stuff that happens during the day is almost later in the afternoon and your work
6,
day.
7
so
p.m.
It's kind of good. Like even if it starts at noon there, you've got 3 o'clock, you're almost out of work. Like that's pretty ideal. Yeah. But some of it, you might have to go to sleep, wake up and find out what happens the next day.
Yeah.
Depending on how it goes.
Let's keep it going.
And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Performance Industrial, the owners of that great company, also of Tinny's Tavern, bringing you the Outhouse races
this weekend
on Lake Desolation. So if you're watching us on TV over the weekend, you have missed it. But hopefully you're watching us thinking to yourself, I was there.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon on Lake Desolation, Tinny's Tavern, the Outhouse races for 2 great causes, Expedition Yeti and the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation. So our thanks to Bill and Karen Miller, Sean Wilcox, and all the great people at Performance Industrial and Tinny's Tavern. I will be there. I'm hoping it's
in the outhouse?
Not a brutally cold, windy day.
What's it supposed to be?
No, they would never push me in the outhouse. They're going for the lightest.
They weigh you down.
Possible.
You weigh it down. I mean,
that'll be our meteorologist Alexa Dringus in the outhouse.
Get the small people.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like in the 30s in the Albany area. When you get to Middle Grove, New York, it gets snowy, windy, and colder.
30s and maybe some snow.
So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Anyway, our Performance Industrial Dirty Difficult done this week here. The U.S. women's figure skating gold medal drought done. Alyssa Liu wins gold, the first American woman to win gold in figure skating since 2002. Sarah Hughes did it then.
We said, okay, that would have been Salt Lake. Who was it? And had to think about it.
Sarah Hughes. Yeah.
Broke the first medal
Mm-hmm.
since 2006, which is Torino, which was a silver. We looked up Sasha Cohen. Mm-hmm. It's like a trip down memory lane when these stats come out and you go back and like, you really try to think, because listen, these are such like pivotal points and like memories in your sports fandom when you're like, okay, Salt Lake. All I remember from those games was Apollo. The whole time, like it was like Apollo fever. And then you go to a different point and Torino was Bodie Mill. Like there are so many points where you're like, oh, okay. But I kind of forget the figure skaters. And you're like, oh my God, you said Jason Brown's name the other day.
Yeah.
Sasha Cohen, one that you're like, oh yeah, remember her?
So you're telling
She
me
won silver.
Apollo Antonono was speed skating in the Olympics in 2002?
I believe so. Why?
Well, I remember him in Vancouver also. That
Oh,
would have been
yeah.
in
No,
2010.
He had his crazy Olympic performance in Salt Lake, I believe.
Okay. I mean, certainly would have been the younger Apollo version there, but I remember him in Vancouver in 2010. Yeah, it's just, I mean, every 4 years, it's like hard to remember as much as you want to from every Olympic Games, but good for Alyssa Liu. I mean, gold medal and all of the hopes in figure skating. Well, they're called what are the ladies, the American ladies called? The nickname people have given them, the something angel, the Ice Angels, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
But all the hopes going into these games was on Ilya Malinin on the men's side. Oh, this guy is the quad god. He's going to dominate.
Quad god.
And
What a
he
good
had
name.
maybe his worst routine ever.
Have you seen all those routines?
I saw that one.
You act like it's so easy.
I don't act like it's so easy. I'm
I
saying
can't believe
he
he fell
had-
twice. Do you know how easy it is to fall in figure skating? I fall just trying to walk on figure skates.
you're not an elite athlete.
That's not true. I was at one point, but that doesn't. Figure skating, you could be the elitist of elite athletes, and what you are trying to do is near impossible.
I understand.
The chance for
However-
success is not good.
However, I said it's arguably his worst performance. He's only 21 years old. He hasn't had that many
I don't know if you said arguably, but okay.
large scale performances. Yes, world championships. This
Right.
is his first Olympics.
I
And
get
he
it.
was terrific in the short program
Mhm.
and an 8-point lead going into the long program. And yes, he fell twice, but there were multiple jumps that he bailed on because he
Well-
just wasn't in the right headspace.
Well,
I'm not
once you fall, that's it.
killing the guy. Well, it
You're
was
a little
before
bit.
he even fell.
You're a little.
I'm not killing the guy for the way he performed. I'm just saying, like, that was well below his expectation and standard,
Sure.
right? So I'm saying all of the expectations and hopes were on him to deliver a goal.
To be fair,
Okay.
truthful answer. Did you know who he was before the Olympics?
Yes, only because it was a little controversial when they left him off the Beijing squad in 2022.
To be fair, I
Yes.
don't think the average sports fan
Of course not.
knows who he is. So I just think like he comes out gangbusters in his first performance and people all that like it just explodes the expectations after one performance on television in the Olympics. Like, oh my God, he's the greatest ever. He's going to win gold. This is the problem though, is the expectations are so obscenely high
Mhm.
that like, okay, he did great once. He's got to go win gold. And then he falls twice and we're like, well, what a disaster.
Well, he's been winning world championships along the way. He is performing aerial tricks that nobody else in the sport has ever done. And I'm not saying that it's look, you know me. The last thing I care about in life is fair and unfair. I'm not saying it's fair. Because he even admitted afterwards, like, I just wasn't ready for the moment, right? Like it just there was so much pressure and going out there, and he's 21 years old. I mean, I
Right. but
can't
you
even
would think-
imagine.
You would think he would have felt that pressure in his first routine, but he didn't because that first routine blew him up. Even, you know what I mean? Like even to the next level where it was like, well, everyone knows who I am and everyone's putting this. I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry, Alyssa Liu, you won the gold and it turned into Ilya Malinin.
Figure skating is insane. And
Mhm.
I bet you they fall 50% of the time in practice, 40% of the time. I'd love to know. How often do you fall, Alyssa Liu, in practice? Do you fall every practice? I bet you do.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe because you're trying
it's-
things that, you wouldn't maybe necessarily try in a competition, right?
My guess is even for them, and they're the greatest at their sport in the world.
Yeah.
Hitting like a triple axel or a
Yeah.
triple Lutz.
Yeah.
The percentages are probably like if you're batting 333, That's real good. To
Mm.
land a clean jump like that.
Okay. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'm just thinking like to a normal like this is not easy stuff.
It reminds me every time I watch it of I don't even know if a floor routine is a good comp. It's almost like watching the vault every time. It's like every jump in ice skating is like the vault in gymnastics. It's like, how do you pop
ice,
right? Like
on ice, landing on a singular blade. And that's what I always think, like they do, not to that extreme. They do a floor routine, parts of a floor routine on ice.
I know
on blades. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason gymnasts don't fall is because they're landing on 2 flat feet.
Yeah. The expectations aren't my fault, right? You've chosen the sport. You've given yourself the nickname Quad God.
Did he give himself that nickname? I doubt that. No one gives themselves nicknames like that.
That's the word. We're going to look it up in the break.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Let's take a break here on Onorato and Miller. When we come back, Larry the Cable Guy will join us later on in the show. We'll also get into some spring training.
Just looking up the medals for Apollo.
All right.
So it was his first gold.
In Salt Lake.
And he won a silver also.
Okay.
So gold in the 15, silver in the 1,000. But that started it all.
Okay.
So yeah, there's your answer.
Yeah, this is interesting here. And we debate this all the time, right? Which do you prefer watching? Kind of a vote for the summer games here.
I love the summer, but someone had a good point.
Okay.
I have more time to watch the Winter Olympics during winter because I'm stuck in the house. It's miserable and cold outside. Summer, I want to get outside and do things and not watch the Olympics as much. So I love the sports, but I think the athletes and the games, the events themselves are cooler because they're less typical.
Okay.
Like running, playing volleyball, that's all very typical. Winter sports feel less typical.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get into Major League Baseball spring training. We'll talk about a little college basketball here with the freshmen in the country really dominating. But Larry the Cable Guy next here on Onorato and Miller. He is coming to the Palace on March 1st. Okay. Our conversation with that really funny comedian and actor next.
Stolz Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
It may be winter, but summer adventures are right around the corner. That's why now is the time to find your new RV during our pre-season sales event at Albany. Get exclusive deals on travel trailers for as little as $127 a month. Or go big with fifth wheels starting at only $324 a month. Not to mention huge discounts on all remaining 2025 model RVs. And if you buy now, we'll store your RV for free till spring. That's peace of mind included. Get ahead of summer and find your family's next RV today during our pre-season sales event. Albany RV, bringing family and friends together to have fun and create memories.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Albany.
Look who it is. Coming to Albany to play the Palace on March 1st. It's Larry, the Cable Guy. What's up, man? How are you?
Woo-hoo! I'm doing good, man. I'm looking forward to coming up to my old haunts up there. I got a lot of buddies, a lot of good fans up there. I've been to Albany in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
What keeps you going in this life of touring? What is it that energizes you every time you get on a stage?
You know what? It's just doing stand-up's just fun. You know, that's why you still see comedians in their 90s. You like making people laugh. You know, it's I was watching, I forget what band I was watching, but you got some of these bands now, they're in their 70s and 80s, and they got soundtracks. And you know what? At some point, you gotta. But then I started thinking, I'm very fortunate to be a comedian because it's just us and the microphone, and we don't have music accompaniment. So, I mean, we can, as long as people still laughing at us, we can go on and on and on. But I've cut back. I mean, I used to be on the road 287 days a year in a tour bus with my family, and I did a ton of shows. But about 2016, I started cutting back and just staying off the road a bunch. So I do 24 shows a year. That's what I do. That's what I want, 24. So man, I'm happy one of them was Albany because I'll relive some good old time memories coming up there, and that's just looking forward to it. I love it. I can't think of anything I'd rather do than live stand up. I mean, it's better than the movies. It's better than it's better than anything.
Hey, I don't know if when you started as a stand up, and with your particular comedy, did you feel like it was regional when you started? And then as you toured the country, what made you realize like, oh, wait, no, this plays everywhere. Like funny is just funny.
I knew it'd play everywhere. Funny is funny. I mean, I grew up in a pig farm in southeast Nebraska, and then I moved to Florida, went to school in Georgia, and my roommates were from Dalton, Georgia, and Beaumont, Texas, and we all laughed at that. And I was like going, man, you could have grew up where I grew up because we all knew the same stuff. So I knew it was going to be pretty universal. I mean, I was really shocked. I'll tell you what shocks a lot of people, and it's but where you're at in Albany, I'd never been there. I was one of those guys the first time I ever went to New York City. It was one of those, wow, look at the buildings. They go all the way up to the sky. This is unbelievable. So I'd never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
But man, when I came up to upstate New York at the time in my heyday, when I was, selling out arenas and all that, holy smokes, Albany, upstate New York, and Baltimore, the Maryland area, and New Hampshire. Those are some of my biggest crowds I ever had. And I still have unbelievable memories of Albany. I made so many good friends up there, and they liked what I liked. And it was great. One of my early jokes was about going to a flea market and falling asleep at a flea market. And what was that? No, I went to some event and fell asleep and woke up. I was in a flea market. Nobody really in Los Angeles or a lot of those big Seattle or LA, or they didn't know what the hell a flea market was. But God bless Albany. They knew exactly what I was talking about.
It's happening with Larry the Cable Guy March 1st at the Palace Theater, palacealbany.org to get your tickets, larrythecableguy.com. If you could improve one aspect of your golf game, what would it be?
My golf game. I was on my simulator the other day, and I'd let 5 people play through. So it's getting pretty rough. I actually golf now with 2 gloves, so I don't leave prints in case something bad happens.
That's so good.
I love golf, but I'll tell you what, I mean, when you get older, it's one of the things you can still do and stay competitive, because I'm competitive. But holy smokes, I started out about a 30 handicap, and then I got it down to about a 21, and then I really started going, okay, I want to get better. So I'm down to a 13 handicap, and it's only cost $3.5 million. I swear. Golf reminds me of the DMV. After about an hour, I want to punch everybody around me.
You're a Nebraska fan, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Go back to Larry the Cable Guy in college. NIL is the big thing now. If you were a college football player, go back to when you were in college. What would have been your NIL deal? What was big back then that you were just consuming in a big way that you could have been a perfect spokesperson?
What would they give me for NIL?
Yeah, like what would be a good company partnership back when Larry the Cable Guy was 20 years old?
Oh, one of the, I think here in Nebraska, they have all the cereal companies. So I'd have probably done something with Captain Crunch or something like that.
Yeah, all right.
I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't do on Christmas Eve. You don't drink eggnog and eat a half a box of Captain Crunch. I did figure that out. Holy smokes. That was not good. My toilet took a knee. It's not, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but probably something. It would have to be something with food.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So what do we think state of the Cornhuskers program here?
If I would have got, I wish they had nil. I mean, I'm a baseball guy, so I wouldn't have played football. I would have loved some sort of a nil to play baseball, but I normally paid to get on the team. So, the state of Nebraska is hopefully, you know what, who knows? I mean, I hate predicting it because every year it's really hard for guys like me because it was 42 years we had a winning season and went to a New Year's Day somewhere. We were unbelievable, the winningest team of the decade. And in the last 20 years, it's really hard, I bought a sweet box. First thing I ever bought when I started making money was a sweet box at Memorial Stadium, the nicest one in the stadium.
Nice.
And so I said, my kids are going to grow up with this football experience that I had and be Nebraska fans. So we ain't won jack since I bought that stupid thing. And, oh, my, it's killing me. My kids could care less about it. And I'm like, So hopefully the football team will get rolling. Our basketball team, though, for the first time is playing good basketball. Baseball teams do it. So everybody else doing pretty good. So we got to get that football team going. Oh, it's killing me.
And let me tell you something, man. The scene at a women's volleyball game, when you can put that in a football stadium, whoa, that's crazy.
We're real proud of our volleyball team. That's one thing you can brag about. Yeah. I mean, they're just unbelievable. And it's a shame because they just are so. Then they get to the final game and they just every year I guess you get tired or something. I don't know. We're like the daggum, Buffalo Bills.
It's sensitive here in upstate New York.
Nobody can touch us, and we're so good. And then we get there. But you know what? It's always a fun year. So that team is amazing. It's a volleyball team that's got their own daggum stadium with sweet boxes, and it's unbelievable. And there's something about the water in Nebraska, because I do know this. It was like around the United States, out of there was like 88 girls. I can't remember the figure, but there was like 88 girls from the state of Nebraska that played Division I volleyball across the country. And UNL can only take so many girls, but man, that's a lot of homegrown girls playing Division I volleyball across the country. I don't know what it is. They're all tall. I know that.
Growing them tall and high jumpers. Hey, before I let you go, last thing from me. I have to ask you about your foundation, the Get Her Done Foundation, man. In addition to buying a suite at the football stadium, you guys are doing so much good with the career you've built here. Why?
Well, if you've been, I've been totally blessed. I mean, I love telling jokes, and it just hit and resonated, and I've got awesome fans, and I just feel like you've been given a lot. You should help out a lot, and so. My boy had hip dysplasia way back in the day, and we started the International Hip Dysplasia Institute at the Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital way back in 2008 and 2009. And by gosh, we just kept going. And so anything that has to do with veterans, I feel bad for our vets. If anybody should be taken care of, it's people take care of us. And it's a shame that you have to have charities for our military men and women, but you do, and that sucks. And so we do a lot for the military, and we do a lot for any kinds of kids, from babies all the way up to whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just nice to do, and I'm glad we're able to do it. But it's all because of my fans. I'm taking no credit. I'm just the figurehead of it. And but it's man, I just can't thank my fans enough. And it literally, I could say it all started. One of the places is right there in Albany, New York, because when I was early on coming up through the ranks, I had 4 major places that I used to call in the radio stations. It started with 3, then went to 4, then went to about 25. But the early stations were Orlando, Tampa, Albany, New York, and Baltimore, Maryland, and Omaha, Nebraska. Those were my first 3 to 5 stations. And so I owe a big debt of gratitude to Albany, New York, and upstate New York, because I just had a blast up there. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been there in a while.
That's going to be a cool homecoming, March 1st at the Palace Theater, downtown Albany. Larry the Cable Guy, a legend. Thank you for joining us, man.
I appreciate it, and get her done.
Embrace the thrill of winter with our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th at Alpenhaus in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and online at alpenhaus.com. In-store, bundle and save with up to 30% off ski and snowboard packages, up to 40% off jackets, pants, and cold weather gear. And check out our sales rack for up to 60% off select items. And online, enjoy 15% off store-wide and get free shipping on orders over $100. It's our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th. Get outside and play with Alpenhaus.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Larry the Cable Guy. How about it, huh?
Pretty cool.
Come to the Palace on March 1st. Good stuff there. PalaceAlbany.org.
He should talk to Rebecca Lobo about how much he loves Albany. That guy loves Albany more than I do. I'm not born and raised here.
Yeah. The Rebecca Lobo thing just won't go. Huh?
It's just kind of funny.
No, I know.
He
All right.
liked it so much. It was kind of weird.
No, the triple D here. The NBA. This has been talked about a lot during the All-Star break, right? When there are no games happening, we get a lot of this conversation, which I'm sure Adam Silver doesn't love.
Well, he sort of generated a little bit of it,
but he's handed out some hefty fines because teams are not as competitive as he'd like them to be. The Utah Jazz got the big one, $500,000. And now, we got to do something about tanking. What do we do?
Tough, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
but the NBA is going to do something.
Yeah, and some of the ideas that were floated have to do with, like, if you go to the NBA Finals, you can't then next year pick in the top 4. Okay, fair. Like, you shouldn't be, or the next 2 years, you shouldn't be, after going to the NBA Finals, you shouldn't be that kind of bad.
Okay, don't love that. Don't love that.
But that's what those rules are going to be. They're going to be super like you could run into some bad injuries and things happen and whatever. Maybe there are exceptions for injuries.
Like the Spurs weren't a bad team, but David Robinson got hurt. And guess what? They lost a lot of games. And so they went into the lottery and they ended up with the number 1 pick and they got Tim Duncan. Yeah. They weren't trying to lose. Their best player got hurt.
But were they in the finals the year before?
No.
So that's...
I get it. But
it's not going to affect... It's not
but
if
SGA goes out for the year... Right in the beginning, the second game of the season.
I'm
for
not
the
sure
Thunder.
that they're going to pick in the bottom 4. They may not. They're not going to win a title, but they're probably going to make the playoffs. Even if they don't make the playoffs, the bottom 4 is tough to get to.
Bottom 4, or if we pick your ping pong ball as a top 4, you don't get the
Well,
pick.
that's
different.
not it, because that then you're
Like, what if I finish 12th, but I end up in the top
right.
4 in the
But
lottery?
that's not even your fault. Like, I think you have to finish. I think
Okay.
it's talking bottom 4.
Okay.
Like, you got to finish, because the ping pong ball is up to chance no matter what. That's just totally different.
Yep.
That is one of like 8 things that have been floated
Yeah,
out
I don't
as
know why
ideas.
my idea never gets really talked about, and it is right. We've created this play-in tournament. Fine, so you're the teams 6 through 10.
I like this idea.
Right, good.
Rewarding.
Okay, I have always said. I mean, I said it before COVID.
Pick it the opposite way.
Yes, yes.
If you just miss.
If you are closest to making the playoffs, you are going to get a better chance at the number. You're going to get more ping pong balls. Now, can you manipulate that? Of course you can. You can be the 9th or 10th best team in the Western Conference within the final week of the season, and you could throw your final 3 or 4 games. I get it. But you're not bailing on games in the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
The tanking starts before the All-Star break. It's an absolute joke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we don't use that. I'm not saying it's a perfect solution, but to me, it's the best one out there.
So you go, say it's whatever basically 16 to 32 or how many
I
teams are
getcha.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
So you're going 16, say the top half gets in,
Mhm.
16 to 32,
Mhm.
and then 15 to 1 is like how you would stack it
Yes.
with the ping pong balls.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, look, playoff teams are always at the back end of the draft,
Mhm.
right? But if you are, because technically 10 teams make the playoffs in each conference now with the play-in tournament. So if you are, if you end up 11th in the conference, you are going to have the best chance to get the number 1 pick because you are being competitive. We would never have trust the process in Philadelphia again. That would stop tanking.
Mhm.
Again, I get it that at the end of the season, a team might be like, hey, we're 10th. We're not going to win games in the playoffs. Let's lose the final 3. Okay.
Right.
But that's just the final 3 games. It's not the final 30 games.
Yeah, I think, but this is what you have to think about is like, okay, you're saying, so the 11th team gets the best chance to, what about the 10th team who's in?
You're in the playoffs.
I know, but you're separated by essentially 1 spot and you're separated by 15 picks.
Yeah.
So what's the incentive to try to get in the playoffs and yet be the worst? Like, you know what I mean? Then you're tanking to just miss the playoff. And I don't think they would. I don't think a team that's close would, but you're incentivizing the team that just misses and penalizing the team that just gets in. It's tough to have that kind of separation with like 1 team difference. Say you're going 11 versus 10, but your picks are 1 versus 12.
And I'm also not fixing the like if there is an injury or a rash of injuries and you got a team that is just But my point is like, let's say use the Thunder again as the example. And let's say they lose SGA and Jalen Williams or SGA and Chet Holmgren for the season. You're going to be good next. You don't necessarily need a top 5 pick because you got 2 of the best players on the planet already on your team come back from injury. So it's to me, it stops the repetitive tanking that we're seeing with the Wizards, that we saw with the 76ers, that it now looks like the Jazz are trying to implement here. It stops the repeat offenders. Like there are just perennially bad NBA franchises, and we're going to expand. We're going to put a team in Vegas and we're going to put a team in Seattle.
Maybe.
So we go from 32 to 34, but we have bad teams that are the same teams every year. I'm not saying there's a fix. That's my fix.
Yeah, I get it. I like the idea of rewarding those that just miss. I just think the problem becomes those that just get in.
Yeah. All right, let's take another break here on Onorato and Miller. When we come back, Storm Chaser Josh Morgerman, we've talked with him a couple of times. He's back on the show next.
Fellows Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on. For cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair, you can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
It may be winter, but summer adventures are right around the corner. That's why now is the time to find your new RV during our pre-season sales event at Albany. Get exclusive deals on travel trailers for as little as $127 a month, or go big with fifth wheels starting at only $324 a month. Not to mention huge discounts on all remaining 2025 model RVs. And if you buy now, we'll store your RV for free till spring. That's peace of mind included. Get ahead of summer and find your family's next RV today during our pre-season sales event. Albany RV, bringing family and friends together to have fun and create memories.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Albany.
Back for a third year now with Josh Morgerman, Cyclone, and ahead of really important conference happening, convention happening with James Hardy, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But first of all, Josh, thanks so much for being with us, man. It's good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, it's great to be back, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm good.
What are we up to now? Close to 100 Cyclones on your resume?
I've been inside the cores of 84 hurricanes, which is a world record. I'm hoping for 100 in the next, maybe within the next 2 years, I'm hoping.
You know, most people wouldn't say hoping in that spot. What is it about the chase or the experience of it all that keeps you going back for more?
That's a good question. You know, I don't completely understand it because I was born with it, you know. No, seriously, going back to when I was a toddler, you know, when we get like thunder, lightning, wind, I just get excited, you know, like I'd had too much sugar and just always had that feeling, don't know why. And I think pro storm chasers, I think we're all born with that bug, just that urge to kind of be in violent weather. And again, I don't understand it. It's like, why does someone like chocolate cake? Who knows, you know?
I have a better shot at explaining that one than the storm chasing one. That's for sure. Boy, I don't know. I mean, I was looking at your Instagram earlier, and when you're in Jamaica and you're going through that experience earlier this year, is there any part of it at this point that is frightening for you in a way?
Oh, 100%. So yeah, so just to, you know, any of your viewers who aren't familiar, Jamaica had a Category 5 hurricane this year, and not only Category 5, but high-end Category 5. Yeah. It's possibly the strongest hurricane on record anywhere in North America. And I went through the core of it, and I'll tell you, those are some winds over 200 miles an hour. I was in a reinforced concrete building, but man, that thing had the force of a nuclear bomb blast. Concrete buildings near me collapsed from the force of the wind. So yeah, no, I'm like, you know, I still have like normal survival instincts, and I was a little scared during that one.
And I know you went back to ground zero, as you called it, but you've talked with big groups about being in that storm as well. What is one of the first questions you often get when you're in front of a big group like that?
Well, folks want to know how to kind of, okay, during the recovery, how do you build back in a way that's gonna be resilient, that's gonna resist the forces of future storms? So that's what I'm often advising people on. It's like, okay, if you're gonna build back, you know, my town in Mississippi, Bay St. Louis, was flattened by Hurricane Katrina. It's been a 20-year process to rebuild it, and it's about choosing the right materials and kind of, you know, just trying to correct the mistakes from the past by doing things better the second time around.
Yeah, I know you built a home specifically for that, right? Using a lot of the products that you continue to talk with people about.
Absolutely. So I built a house just a block from the Gulf in a very hurricane-prone place. And hurricanes aside, we get just extreme heat, incessant humidity, which just creates unbelievable mold and rot. The termites, I mean, there's a lot of hazards down there. So when I built my house, I had to think about, okay, what's going to last? What's going to be resilient? What's going to sort of stand up to this environmental abuse? And so I went with James Hardy products. You know, I built in an historical district, so my house had to have an historical look. But this James Hardy siding, which, you know, some of the sort of product lines do look very historical, but it's not wood. It looks like wood, but it's made of fiber cement, which resists all of the sort of, like I said, like the environmental abuse that Mississippi sends its way. The heat, the humidity, the mold, the rot, the termites, even fire.
Josh, you're at the International Builders Show in Orlando. How is this different than what I might just see if I watch HGTV on a nightly basis in terms of seeing how some of these renovations are done or how some of these build from the ground up are done? We don't get a lot of the insights maybe into some of the products that are being used as much as the process.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you go to this conference. So just for your viewers who don't know, this is the biggest light construction show in the world. And it's almost overwhelming. I go to it every year, and every year I'm just like, oh my God, this is like, you can't even, it's incredible. And it's just like, if you're into, if you're really into sort of you're like a building nerd, it is like you're a kid in a candy shop. And one thing that I love is, for example, at the James Hardie, I don't want to say it's a booth, it's more like a campus. But one of the things I really love about it is you get to see, get underneath this sort of, underneath that top layer to see the technologies that go into making these building materials that are beautiful, that capture the warmth of traditional wood, but that are actually made with these kind of like new technologies so that they don't rot, they don't mold, everything else. Hardie siding is made of fiber cement. There's a new brand that's now part of the James Hardie family. It's called TimberTech, which is this gorgeous decking. Mm-hmm. Everyone I know complains about decking, how you have to restain it every 3 years, not the TimberTech stuff, but it looks so much like wood that I couldn't tell the difference on the convention floor. Like in the light, touching it, I couldn't tell what was wood and what was the TimberTech.
How has your storm chasing changed since 2005, let's just say, in terms of activity on social media, the way you document some of your trips, maybe people you communicate before you go on some of these trips? What has changed in the last 20 years?
The big change for me is when I was 20 years ago when I was chasing, I was just a pure adrenaline junkie. It was all just about getting in the storm and like, kind of having that experience. Then I started to actually collect data because I realized I'm going into these storms in remote places where there are no weather stations. There's nothing to measure them. And I realized, gosh, if I'm there, I can help science by bringing portable devices in to measure the intensity of the hurricane. So now that's what I do is I go in with these, portable devices. And I collect data that otherwise wouldn't exist. So I'm not a scientist, but I say I'm the scientist hunting dog because I send those data to the National Hurricane Center and other scientists that help them then understand what happened. So the big change in what I do now is I'm much more science focused than I was when I was just a young gun.
Okay. Well, listen, the content on its own is incredible. The bravery is a whole nother thing. Josh, thank you so much. With James Hardie at the International Builders Show. The stories are always good, man. What's next for you?
Well, this is the off season where I get to talk about all of my big sort of expeditions. And
so you put getting on Instagram, ready maybe Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Right now is hurricane season for Australia. And down there, they call hurricanes cyclones. That's the word for down there.
All right. Well, wherever it takes you, man, continued success, but more importantly than that, safety. Thank you again for chatting with us. Look for you next year. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be with you again.
Embrace the thrill of winter with our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th at Alpenhaus in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and online at alpenhaus.com. In-store, bundle and save with up to 30% off ski and snowboard packages, up to 40% off jackets, pants, and cold weather gear. And check out our sales rack for up to 60% off select items. And online, enjoy 15% off store-wide and get free shipping on orders over $100. It's our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th. Get outside and play with Alpenhaus.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
All right, bring you home here on this week's show, Onorato and Miller. Quickly, baseball here. I thought this was an interesting comment from Aaron Judge earlier in the week when full teams reported to camp. He was asked about the Yankees offseason, the lack of signing guys early, the early offseason anyway. He said it was brutal. It was frustrating. And there weren't big moves, right? They brought back guys. Mm-hmm. Bellinger's back. Grisham's back.
Just running it back.
And is it like, well,
they
brought Goldschmidt back? Did we lose anything? Devin Williams goes, Luke Weaver goes. But you're right. It's you could say, hey, no
think it's
huge losses, but also no big additions. I'm sure you're thinking, well, the biggest addition we're going to have is Garrett Cole coming back from injury.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe.
True. But an honest assessment there. I think Judge at this point in his career feels like I'm going to say whatever I want.
And he should.
I've won 3 MVPs. I've gotten to 1 World Series. I need a ring.
Well,
who do
he
you
could
like?
play better too.
Okay.
I mean,
in the postseason.
Yeah.
Who do you like better in their respective division? The Yankees in the AL East or the Mets in the NL East? Remember, the AL East has the defending champs in the American League. The Blue Jays should have won that World Series in a lot of ways.
Yes.
The Orioles have
Poor Jeff.
made changes.
Yeah.
The Rays
still
are
don't think the
always
Orioles are
competitive. The Red Sox
Should be
have
better.
made big.
Yeah.
That's a tough division.
And they should have been better last year,
Yeah.
but the Red Sox should be better this year.
Yeah.
I think the answer is the Mets. I think it's the Mets.
Yeah.
And listen, the Mets lost people too, but they're not running the same
Mm-mm.
lineup
They made a
back
lot of
out.
changes.
It's very different. I think even losing a guy like Alonso, it's going to look different. And sometimes different is good.
Mhm.
And in the very recent past, the Yankees have not gone for different. They've gone for exactly the same, no matter what that looks like.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to talk a little college basketball here. There's the games coming up on Saturday. Michigan and Duke will play at 6:30 at night. Arizona and Houston will play in the afternoon. So you got 2 games that are top 5 matchups. Iowa State's really good. They'll go to BYU. It's the freshmen, though, around the country that are getting the attention here. Of course, Cameron Boozer at Duke has been the guy since he was like a sophomore in high school. He's now a freshman at Duke. Darren Peterson, when he can stay healthy, he's in cramping and he's playing, he's one of the best in the country. Darius Acuff will go get you 40 plus for Arkansas. This might be my favorite freshman in the country, Keaton Wagler at Illinois. A lot of fun to watch. AJ DeBonsta.
He was the guy that everyone thought would be the number one pick going into this NBA draft.
But he won't be now.
No. He's good, though.
Very good. He just had 43 on Wednesday night in a loss to Arizona.
When you do it at a place like BYU, it's different. We know that from Jimmer because you're not going to get multiple, at least I don't think, you're not going to get like multiple top 10 players to go to a place like BYU. So it's going to be you and the rest of the guys.
And they've struggled since Richie Saunders has gotten hurt. Kingston Flemings at Houston is a lot of fun to watch.
Cool name.
Caleb Wilson will come back from injury for Carolina. Braden Burry's one of 2 star freshmen at Arizona with Koa Pete.
This happens a lot in the NCAA recently. All eyes on freshmen and a lot of guys who will be one and done.
Yeah. Yep. For some reason, feels like more this year. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because all anyone wanted to talk about last year was Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
ever.
Right.
Start to finish, every weekend, every game, it was Cooper Flag.
Yeah, true. And Houston was like an older team. Florida was an older team. Here are your odds. Michigan's the number 1 team in the country. Now that Arizona's lost a couple in a row, the Wolverines are your favorites to win the national title. Arizona, Duke, Houston, Florida, Illinois, Iowa
Trying
State,
for a repeat.
Kansas, and UConn. Great games this weekend. If you're a college basketball fan and you're looking for something post-football season,
we got the
Saturday is a
Olympics.
good day for hoops with the Olympics, of course. Yeah. It's going to be sad when the Olympics are over, to be honest with you, because I'm going to go, okay, what do I watch now?
I know. I'm ready.
Like
That's
being
what I say,
home in the middle of
I'm
the
ready
day,
for
like, hey,
baseball
put it.
season. Well, and that's why I
know.
love baseball
Yeah.
season, because you can find a random game on at noon or 1 o'clock, even if it's like out in Chicago, day game in Wrigley.
Yeah. Love those getaway day games. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller. Everybody have a great weekend.